Jean Art, master of the 20th century sculpture. Jean Art, also known as Hans Art, was a pioneer of modern sculpture who helped shape three major art movements: Dada, Surrealism, and Modernism. He began as a poet and painter but eventually found his voice through sculpture, using simple, organic forms that seemed to grow naturally, almost as if they were created by nature itself. What makes art fascinating to me is his rejection of strict control. Most artists design and plan every detail, but Art believed beauty could come from spontaneity and chance, from letting go and allowing natural forces to guide the work. His approach feels freeing and deeply human. Instead of forcing order, he found harmony in the unpredictable, showing that creativity and nature can work together. His art stands at the intersection of control and chaos, structure and intuition, and that balance is what drew me to him as an artist worth studying. Art grew up in a divided cultural environment, which gave him a desire to break free from limits, both national and artistic. During the Dada movement, he began creating art through chance. He would let pieces of paper fall, or let gravity decide the shape. That idea of letting go of control became central to his art. For Art, this wasn't just a technique, it was a philosophy of freedom. He believed beauty could come from spontaneity and natural forces, not human perfection. One of the most inspiring parts of Art's story is his collaboration with his wife, Sophie Theober. Together, they created paintings, reliefs, and sculptures that blurred the line between art and life. Their home in Clamart, France became a gathering place for avant-garde artists. What stands out to me is how their partnership represented harmony, the blending of two creative minds into one vision. Their collaboration helped shape the direction of modern abstraction and showed how relationships can fuel artistic growth. As Art evolved as an artist, he transitioned from Dada's randomness toward the organic harmony of surrealism. He began sculpting shapes inspired by growth and biology, forms that looked almost alive. These biomorphic shapes became his signature style. They're abstract, but they feel familiar, like nature simplified into pure form. What I admire about this phase is how Art found order in what once seemed chaotic. He proved that abstraction could be deeply human and emotionally resonant. When you look at Art sculptures, there's something peaceful about them. Smooth curves, flowing shapes, and gentle balance. Critics have described his work as sensuous, because it connects so strongly to how we experience the world through touch and emotion. His sculptures don't just represent nature, they feel like nature. For me, that's what makes them timeless. They invite the viewer to slow down, breathe, and notice how form and feeling can merge together. Art's creativity wasn't limited to sculpture. He also wrote poetry and painted, seeing all art as connected. His work continues to appear in major museums and auctions, proving its lasting value both artistically and culturally. But beyond market value, Art's legacy is his approach to creation, spontaneous, natural, and deeply human. His work reminds modern artists that creativity can emerge from surrendering control and letting intuition lead. To me, Jean Art represents creative freedom at its best. He didn't chase fame or perfection. He simply followed the flow of nature and his own intuition. His work reminds us that art doesn't need to be forced or overanalyzed to be meaningful. What makes art remarkable is his trust in organic growth, both in his art and in life. That's something I hope to apply in my own creative journey. The idea that beauty often comes when we stop trying to control everything. These are the sources I used to study Jean Art's life and work, including museum archives, art reviews, and biographical analyses that helped me understand not only what he made, but why he made it.